This video is going to refresh for you how to put together your mod for the yearbook mugshot section. You're going to want to have your quotes and ideas open. You're also going to want to be logged into the server for this. Once you're logged into the server, go to Holmes Journalism, and you're going to look in the yearbook folder. In 1819 mods, you'll see a bunch of InDesign documents with page numbers, and you'll see a bunch of folders where hopefully some of you put images that you were going to use, such as in this folder. If you don't have those things, you'll be able to go get them and put them in there, but each team has their folder. The first thing you'll need to do is find out from Mr. Singleton what page number your mod is going to appear on. All the mods are different sizes depending on the page they're on. So for this example, I'm going to pick a random one, 122. Make sure you pick the page number you're assigned. So I'm going to open that up. Once you've got that open, you should notice a couple things. If you go over here to pages or layers, you should see two layers. One is locked. That is the size of your mod. So everything you design needs to fit in that mod. And you want to work on the other layer that's not locked. So make sure you have that layer selected. And then you're going to do like you did basically to make your poster. You're going to add your anchoring image or images. You should have at least one dominant anchoring image for that mod. And then if you have some smaller icons or images, that's okay too. You want to have your anchoring image, and you also want to have all your text on there. So let's place our image first. I usually want to place the image first so you have an idea of where everything else is going, because it's going to anchor everything. So we're going to go to File, Place. Then you're going to go to the server. You're going to find the yearbook folder, the mods folder, and then your team folder is where you should have put your images. Okay, so we're looking here at different things that we're going to use. Let's say this is a group that's using one pretty simple image, and it's pretty funny. So we're going to pick one of these here that we like. I'm going to go with this one. We're going to say open, and now remember, as long as you don't click, you've got that image there. So this, in this case, this image I'm going to use basically in the whole mod. Now, that was bigger than the mod itself, so what I'm going to do is just bring this side in. Not every one will go like this, where you have the whole photo in there. This just happens to be one of those, and then we're going to write on the photo here. So that's how that's going to work. If you're placing an image that doesn't take up the whole thing, remember you want to put it off to one side or the other, so that way you have room for the text. Even with our mod design, we want to remember rule of thirds and try to keep things over here or over here, not smack dab in the middle. When you're ready to add your text, I would start with whatever cool headline title you're doing for your mod. This would want to be catchy, and you'd want it to work with your content. So once you've drawn your text box, you can come here and pick a font that you want to use. There's tons of fonts here. I'm gonna pick. Remember, we're really looking at clean fonts. That's what's trending. If you're not sure what's trending, don't pick a font like Apple Chancery. Don't pick fonts like that, because a lot of them, just because they look cool or different, don't let that be your reason. Go look at websites of trending brands. Try to pick a font that looks like something they're using. Don't pick curls. Don't pick things like that. Pick something that looks like it's trending in design. So I'm going to pick this base 1 here. And then on the size of your font, remember, it can go higher than 72, but 72 is 1 inch tall. So I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to type in here, I'm going to type embarrassing. This is a little too big, I can already tell, so I'm going to bring it down to a size that looks like it'll fit for what I'm trying to do here. So I'm going to bring it down to about 50. Grab the black arrow to move text. I'm going to put my title down on the bottom on this one. You can do it on the bottom, you can do it on the top. And then I'm going to select this text and Command C for copy. Command V for paste, so I don't have to keep doing new text box. In moments. Then I would come over here and add a smaller text box about the size that I want over here, and I'm going to come over here and pick this quote, Command C it to copy it, and now I'm going to paste it in here. Notice it highlights it pink. It means I need to change the font. I'm going to pick a really clean, easy to read font. This Aberdair Next Condense works really well. I'm going to set it at about 10 point. You probably don't need higher than 10 point. I'm also going to look in obvious grammatical things like capitalization, everything like that needs to be fixed. So I'm going to take this text, I'm going to pop it down right here. Notice that it's hard to see there, so there's things we can do about that. I can draw a box about that size. I can make that box white inside, and I can drag that down, and I can do object, arrange, send to back. Then I need to go to the main one, object, arrange, send to back. And all of a sudden now you can see that and it pops. So what I'm going to do now is hold down shift so I can select more than one thing. And I'm going to select both of these, Command C copy, Command V paste. I'm going to go get my other quote. Paste it in. Obviously this one needs to be a little larger. Bring the white out. I also need to be adding the names and grade levels of everyone who said it. So I can take this same font if I want, paste it, do this, and that would be Jasmine Espinoza 11th. And you can simply take that, put it under there. However you want to do it visually, just make sure you have that information. So there's Jasmine Espinoza. This one's from another student. This one's from Sydney De Ocio in 10th. And you can do boxes behind those too, but basically you would keep doing that and until you had like about 3 quotes on there. Okay, now if you wanted to get extra fancy, there's things you can do to emphasize this more, but when you want to see how it looks, you can go to View, Screen Mode, Preview, and sort of see how your mod looks. For this one, I'm going to do one last fancy touch. I'm going to take this picture, I'm going to do Command C for copy and Command V. I'm going to get an exact copy of it, and I'm going to place it exactly over the other picture, and I'm going to do a little trick here. I'm going to go here to this tool, hold down, and add anchor points. And I'm going to add some anchor points, these little dots around the edge here, so I have more to work with. Then I'm going to select the white arrow, and I could do some kind of tricky things here. I can start moving this picture to where parts of the picture show up. But as you'll watch, I'm moving the frame around. These papers, well, that's a curved line, didn't mean to do that. Okay, I think I got that fixed. Come in here, just coming around this, because I want these papers to pop out. And I'm going to need to add a few line points here. But basically, what this is going to allow us to do is select what parts you see pop out and what don't. So I'm going to go there. If I wanted to have his leg pop out, I could. Thank you to Renee for being our model for this photo. Good job. He made the falls look very realistic. It's like he's fallen a lot before in his life. But look, we can start bringing that part of the picture back out. And now his leg can kind of go over that one part. Now, you notice because I lined them up, it sort of works, so it's sort of layered. I could go around a certain part of it. I could move these now if I wanted and have part of it tucked behind those papers. And it just gives it some depth and some layers so that it looks a little more integrated with the photo. So you can see how you could create this and make it work. There's lots of different ways to do it. Just make sure that you design it well and that it looks nice and clean and easy to read and easy to look at. There's not too much on there. And when you're done, all you need to do, it's already saved as something, so you just need to go to File, Save, and it will save it in the right place, and you're done.